You know, sometimes I get some really powerful downloads, and this is one of those times, and I know this is one that's going to make a lot of people that go to church upset, so I know that it's probably a really good one. And I don't do this on purpose, and I don't do this to try to tick people off, but you know what? You've got to do what you got to do, and you got to do what you're called to do, and you have to be genuine, and you have to be authentic. And that's what I'm trying to be. And actually, someone said something in the chat room, and it might have been Steve Conover, who's in the chat room right now, that said this, and it got me launched into this incredible, and it is a download. There's nothing short of it being a download. And I want you to get your MYSTECH bracelets to get returned to Schumann resonance. I want you to get Fluffy installed in your home or on your cell phone so you can get to 500 plus on the Hawkins scale. Because if you can get in Schumann resonance, and if you can get 500 plus on the Hawkins scale, I can help you. Help yourself. Help me help you. If you remember that movie, you know what I'm talking about. And it's powerful. It's powerful. And I want you to do that stuff. And if you need help, Sandra and I are here to help you. serpentanddove.org, rawreflections.org, jeffreydarty.com. Now let's go into, and I know some of you, and this really, can I say it kind of bugs me? Can I say it kind of irks me a little bit that, you know, we were on the show with Wayne on Sunday, and Wayne says that people were calling him up, texting him, doing whatever they were doing to him and saying, oh, Wayne, is Jeff going back to the Bible? Is Jeff falling back? Is Jeff backsliding? And not one person texted Jeff to ask Jeff. Not one person texted or called Jeff to ask Jeff. Not one person emailed Jeff to ask Jeff. Why would you email, text, or call Wayne to ask something about Jeff? Why wouldn't you just go to Jeff? I don't get it. But anyway, Jeff is doing what he's always done. Jeff is doing what he's always going to do, what he feels like he's supposed to do. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me and not be silly. But anyway, I don't know why that bugs me a little bit, but it does. So let's go and let's look at this passage in Hebrews chapter 4, verse number 14. You know why it bugs me? Because if you'll go and ask somebody about, oh, I wonder what Jeff is doing, you'll talk behind Jeff's back. And it's not good for you and it's not good for me. Because, you know, Derek was talking about that the other day. When people come into your realm, they start saying, well, I just want to share about Jeff, or I just want to share about Sandra. I just want to share about Rex. I just want to share about Jenny. I just want to share about Heidi. I used to get those emails. And now when I see them, and you've sent them to me, and you're upset that I haven't responded to you. You know, I just had a concern about Jeff. I just want to ask you about Heidi. I just want to ask you about Wayne. Delete. Get off my cloud. I don't want to hear it. There's nothing there, and I'm not going to make it to become a thing by listening to you. You don't have the gift of discernment. You got the gift of suspicion. Knock it off. Oh my. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. This verse in Hebrews, and I'm well aware that Paul most likely wrote Hebrews, but here's the thing you've got to understand. This is a fear and guilt control matrix, and they're hacking our brains. They have hacked our brains to believe for 2,000 years that there's this one book, written by a bunch of people that all felt the same way. There's this one book, and it is a big book. I'll give you that. It's a big book, and I don't know if I'm sharing or not. I want to share this, so let me make sure that I am sharing. I am sharing, so it's good to share. It's a big book, I'll grant you, but they want us to believe that this one book has all the wisdom of all the ages, of all the universes, of all the dimensions. It's all right here. And it's really, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get down to what they really believe, it's really all right, just right here. This is the real stuff. So this few pages, they want us to believe that everything that we ever need to know is in those pages. Come on, man. Get that coming out of my face. And what's there, I've told you it's 80% diamond. 20% dung. And it's encoded. It's got cryptography. Same thing. And I used to think, ladies and gentlemen, that it was the enemy that encoded it. I used to think, boys and girls, that it was the devil that encoded it. I used to think, children of all ages, that it was encoded by those that are against us. And I'm sure that part of it was. And that's what we're looking at sort of here. But it's also been encoded by the divine, so that it's not easy to discern, it's not easy to understand. Well, why don't they want it to be easy? Because they don't want people that want the easy way. They want people that want the hard way. They want people that are willing to do the inside work. They want people that are willing to go in the dark night of the soul. They want people that are willing to do the shadow work. They don't want to make it easy. Why would the master say, I speak in parables because I don't want some having eyes to see. I don't want some having ears to hear. He doesn't want everybody to get it. He doesn't want the merely curious. He doesn't want those that are looking for eternal fire insurance. He doesn't want those that are looking for self-justification. They, the gods, he, the father, she, the mother, they want the people that want to be in service to others. That's why a lot of this is encoded in ways that only people that are service to others. That's all they want. And so some of this is encoded by the gods, and some of it's encoded by the little gods's, the bad guys. Paul here is encoding something as a bad guy, and the reason he's encoding it is because he wants to take a great truth, a truth that will set you free. But he wants to twist it and malign it so that it has no power to set you free, and in fact is turned from a revelation that will set you free to a revelation that will keep you bound. He's intentionally twisting it. He's giving you a little diamond, but he's giving you a lot of dung. Diamond, dung, diamond, dung. So, oh, this is diamond, so all this has to be diamond. No. He's giving you just a little bit of diamond, and he's putting a whole lot of dung. And the end result is that you are duped, you are convinced, and you are captured. And something that could set you free keeps you bound. You get into Stockholm syndrome, and you will fight against guys like me that are coming to set you free, and you will fight on behalf of your captors. But that's not what it says, Jeff. My pastor says your pastor's keeping you bound. I'm trying to set you free. So either you'll let me or you won't. That's up to you. I can't set you free. Only you can set you free, ladies and gentlemen. So Paul says, seeing then that we have a great high priest, and we do have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, and we do have a great high priest that is passing into the heavens. Jesus, the Son of God, that's not him. Let us hold fast our profession, for we have not a high priest, which, listen, we don't have a high priest that can't be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted just like we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace that we might obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. I know some of you don't like the Bible, but this is not the Bible. This is some great, powerful matrix mindset hacking that they've tried to do to you. And I'm going to show you how to hack your brain so you can hack the matrix and get to the 0 point and be a creator. Now, having a great high priest, you do have a great high priest. I do have a great high priest. And what is a high priest really? A high priest is someone that, watch this, it's a priest from 2409, someone who offers sacrifice to a god, someone who administers between, here you go, someone who offers sacrifices, someone who's busy with sacred work. That's what a priest is. Someone who's busy with sacred work. You do have a person busy with sacred work on your behalf, or you should. And this person, Megan, isn't that interesting? Great, large, abundant, powerful, in the widest sense of great. So there is a great and exceedingly effective worker of spiritual stuff. Sorry, Sandra, I'm live. There is a great worker of spiritual stuff. I don't know if I'm sharing anymore. Give me a second. There's a great worker of spiritual stuff, I am still sharing, on your behalf. And having passed through, let's look at that word. Passing through, spreading, going through, going about. See, it's not a done deal. Here's your first clue to the lie. Having this high priest that's having passed through. Paul said to you, you've got a high priest that is passed into the heavens, like it's already done. That's not what the Greek says. That's not what the original language says. The original language says that you have a high priest that is currently passing through and passing about the heavenly realms. What does the heavens mean? The visible heavens, the starry heavens, the spiritual heavens. So you've got this great high priest who's effectually, fervently doing spiritual work on your behalf and has the capacity to do it really well, and who's now passing through the heavens, who's now passing through and working to get to the heavens. It's not Jesus, the Son of God. That's dung. Get that corn out of your face. And it doesn't even fit linguistically. You have this great high priest that's passing through the heavens, so hold firmly to your confession. So you should hold firmly. Take rule of, master, listen to this. Take the rulership of, master, prevail, take hold of, to place under one's grasp, to seize hold of, to take under control, to be strong, to rule. Some of you already see it. Hold firmly to our, the definite article. It points to one. You're not supposed to hold firmly to his confession. You're not supposed to hold firmly to their confession. You're not supposed to hold firmly to my confession. You're supposed to hold firmly to your confession. What's your confession? Your profession, your confession, your speaking, your conclusions, your confessions. From what you believe. What you believe. The conclusions that you speak. Wait a second, Jeff. What's it saying? It's saying that you've got a great high priest, somebody doing spiritual work on your behalf who's really good at it, that is currently passing through the heavens. So hold on to your confession. Hold on to your profession. Hold on to your intention. Wait a second. If you take this out of here, Jesus, the Son of God, if you take that dung out of there, we have a person doing great spiritual work on our behalf that's currently passing back to the heavens. So we should hold on to our intention. For we don't have some high priest that can't be touched with the feeling of our infirmities. Whose infirmities? Your infirmities. But was in all points tempted just like you are. This person knows all the feelings of your infirmities. This person knows all the feelings of your infirmities. I know I'm saying it again. This person can sympathize with us, with our weaknesses, because this person has been tempted in the same way that we've been tempted. This person has been tempted in the exact same way that you've been tempted. Look at this. The likeness, the resemblance, the likeness, the resemblance in like manner. I'm getting fired up about this. In like manner. That's the base description. That's the base. See, you got the definition. It means in like manner. Let me ask you a question. Who has been tempted in exactly the same way that you've been tempted? Who's been tested in exactly the same way that you've been tested? Who's been tried in exactly the same way that you've been tested? Who's been through everything you've been through? Who's had every problem you've ever had? Who's had every difficulty you've ever had? Only one. You. There's nobody else but you that has been tempted exactly the way you've been tempted. There's nobody else that can sympathize with you like you, because no one else has ever walked a mile in your shoes. No one else knows your weaknesses like you know your weaknesses. Because we hide them so well, no one else can know them. Nobody knows your weaknesses like you know your weaknesses. Nobody's been tempted exactly like you except for you. Nobody has been everything done in the same way to them except for you. It's preposterous. It's ludicrous. It's stupid. Sophia's probably not listening, so I can say stupid, stupid, stupid. It's stupid to think that some other being has been tempted exactly like, oh, Jesus has been tried in all ways. Jesus was a dude. Does Jesus know what PMS feels like? No. Does Jesus know what having a baby feels like? No. Does Jesus know what it feels like to be violated in your body by a sexual act? No. Does Jesus know what PMS feels like? No, he doesn't. And he doesn't know, did Jesus know what it felt like to be tempted by internet porn? No. Jesus wasn't tempted in all ways as you are. Just wasn't tempted exactly like you are. Only you have been tempted exactly like you. Only you can really understand what you've been through, and only you understand your weaknesses, and only you really can have sympathy for them because only you have been through them. In this part, yet without sin, it might be dung without missing the mark. Guess what? It's not dung, because there's a part of you that's been there watching and seeing and understanding as you've been screwing everything up, missing the mark. And notice that sin doesn't mean going to hell, horrible person, terrible. It means you've missed the mark. And it's an archery term. You've missed the mark because you're off balance and you can't hit the bullseye. That's what Bible college graduation will do for you, give you stuff like that. So let's look at this thing again. Let's look at this thing again. I've got somebody doing spiritual work on my behalf that's passing through to the heavens. So I should hold on to my confession, my intention. This spiritual worker knows exactly how I feel. This spiritual worker has been exactly through what I've been through, yet hasn't fallen short. Dude, that's you. It's you. Nobody else has been you but you, so nobody else knows you but you. It's not Jesus. Jesus is not your great high priest. Yeshua's not your great high priest. Yahovah Hubahunga Junga is not your great high priest. I don't care what you call him. The master's not your great high priest. Your great high priest is a great spiritual worker that knows you like nobody else does, knows every stinking thing about you, understands every stinking thing about you, because they've always been there with you and you can't hide from them, and yet they have not fallen. Who is that person that is your great high priest? It's you, and specifically, it's your higher self. Here's you in this meat suit. Here's your higher self, your real twin flame. Remember that? So you are your great high priest. Your higher self is your great high priest. It ain't Jesus. It ain't Pope Francis. It ain't Billy Graham. It's you, your higher self. And when you get that, you can therefore come boldly. You can therefore come boldly. Most of you won't do the inside work because you're afraid, because you feel guilty, because you feel ashamed, because you feel sad, because you don't want to get into it because it's ugly and it's dirty and it's nasty. But if it's just you, then you can come. If it's just you, you can come near. If it's just you, you can consent to yourself. Okay, I don't want to tell Jeff about all my stuff, but I'll talk to me about my stuff. I consent to that. And not only do I want to do it, but I'm excited to do it. I'll go with boldness. I'll go with confidence. I'll go with openness because I know it's me. Me. And I'll come into the throne. What's the throne? The seat, the power. The throne of what? The throne of grace. What's grace? Forget about this Bible college bullcrap right here. What is grace? Favor, disposed to incline, favorable towards, leaning towards, to share. Here's what the word means. It's a gift. Grace, favor, kindness. Forget this crap. This is all Bible college, Bible scholar bull. The word means grace, favor, kindness. So you can come boldly unto the throne with grace, favor, and kindness. And you can receive mercy, you can receive grace, and you can receive help in your time of need. Some of you get this. Some of you don't. Some of you never will. I can't do anything about that. You are your great high priest. You are passing through the heavens. Hold on to your intention, which means I want to be divine, I want to be sovereign, I want to be free. Because you know exactly what you've done and what you've been through. And there's a part of you, your higher self, that hasn't missed the mark. So boldly come to yourself. Receive the grace, receive the love, receive the acceptance, receive the mercy that you need in your time of need. And cousin, it's your time of need. It's your time of need right here, right now. It's your time of need. When we say it's an inside job, this is what we're talking about. When we say you've got to go into the shadow work, this is what we're talking about. When we say you've got to get into your own dark night of your soul, this is what we're talking about. And the reason why you never get it done is you're waiting for Jesus to do it. You're waiting for Archangel Michael to do it. You're waiting for somebody else to do it. You're looking for a priest. Look in the mirror. That's your priest. And that's the only priest that can make propitiation between you and the divine. And remember, you are divine. You're the one. You are your own great high priest. And until you're willing to go to the throne, which is the seat of self, which you find sitting on the meditation cushion, until you're willing to go to the throne, you're never going to find this. Until you're willing to go to the throne, until you realize you're your own high priest, you're never going to get free. And you're never going to know what it is to ascend to the next level. You'll never know it. Stop looking for a priest. You are your own priest. Let's see how many times I got called the devil in this chat room. Clever, tricky, dark magic, keeping us bound. Absolutely. Your tongue is either going to curse you or heal you. Yes, indeed. Temptation can be unbearable at times. Takes expanding, thinking outside of the matrix grid box. Jeff, you're like the phoenix rising out of the ashes this morning. Thank you. Accept the favor of your higher self and go to work with yourself and for yourself. That's one of the most profound revelations you'll ever hear. And if you put it to work in your life, it will change your life and it will set you free. And until you do, you won't be. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. Unindoctrinate yourself. Create yourself. Build the life you'll love. And more than ever before, you ought to see it's an inside job. You need to go see your priest. You need to go see yourself.